What's happening, people? Welcome to United View. Welcome to Flex's View. Sorry, it's really janky here. I'm in TalkSport Studios. Obviously, I've been out of UVHQ all day and I haven't had the chance to react to Richard Arnold leaving, man. Richard Arnold going from Manchester United. Welcome news. Welcome news. A step in the right direction. Change is coming. Listen, we're going to be cautious. We're going to be cautiously optimistic. We don't know Sir Jim's full mandate. We don't know what the full plans are. But this is a step in the right direction. For so long, we've needed the correct people in the correct positions at Man United. And this is a step in the right direction. I think if you look at the likes of Ed Woodward, if you look at, Richard Arnold, these are guys that are just mates. These are guys that are coming from a finance background. These are guys that are not the best in class for the jobs they've been appointed for. Commercially, yes, of course. I said that many times. We know that, Woodward and Arnold have done, wonders for Man United's revenue and securing new sponsorship deals and stuff like that. But a problem occurred as soon as they were propelled into massive football decision-making positions. And that's where the Glazers haven't cared. They've neglected their responsibility to make sure that the best in class is in place. And that hasn't happened. And we still haven't obviously got the word from Sir Jim Ratcliffe yet in terms of confirming his appointment. But we can clearly see with what's happening with all the news that it's incoming, and it's not going to be too long from now, obviously, with the news swiftly moving on to Jean-Claude Blanc as well and Paul Mitchell, to name but a few. So this had to happen. And actually, what's refreshing about this is that it's not just that they're leaving, it's also about the fact that they're not just being handed to another set of mates, people that have been at the club for ages. Now, I know Patrick Stewart is taking over, who's been part of the club before, but this is just on a temporary 6 months situation until we, go and get the right person in the right place to the next appointment. But essentially, what happened before with Ed Woodward is that he left and we thought there's going to be tangible change, and they just basically just swapped the roles around. Everybody got a bit of a promotion because Ed's left. It was very much mates rates, very much jobs for the boys. And that's exactly what's wrong at Man United. No direction, no clear structure on what they're trying to do, no clear direction on what they're trying to do, and not being able to find the right solutions. Now, look, does this mean that Man United are back? Does this mean that Man United is fixed? No, of course not. To fix Man United, we know that it's going to be a long process, one that is not going to be overnight. It's going to take multiple windows. It's going to take, time, and care. But it's welcomed. I think a change in this department has been needed to happen for so long. Man United has been run like a flipping youth club half the time. Like, it's just no standards, no direction. And this is the first point. Now, Sir Jim Ratcliffe coming in, I know that Richard Arnold has stepped down, but Sir Jim Ratcliffe coming in, there's no coincidence that this has happened. And happened pretty quickly. I know he said he stepped down, but he could probably see what was going to happen. Obviously, he's going to get forced out. There's going to be new ideas, and there's going to be new decisions and a new direction. So it was absolutely right for him to happen. Sorry that the camera's moving so much, guys, as well. If Josh sees this, he will be absolutely fuming. But my hands are hurting holding that camera up there. But it was so important to have this reaction because I didn't want to leave it too long, and then the conversation moves on because I am pleased. I am pleased. I have to say that I am cautious, though. I am very, very cautious because this is significant. When CEOs go from companies, it's massive news. These are massively important people at football clubs or in any company / industry. When you have CEOs, these are huge people. These are big decision makers. They have a big say. And on one hand, it is a bit nerve-wracking in terms of, we're now going to start going into uncharted territory with a lot of change at the football club. Might not have been exactly what we wanted to see in terms of it wasn't Qatar or it wasn't this, it wasn't that. And Sir Jim's track record, being here at TalkSport, obviously been talking to a few people here, and we've seen what Simon Jordan had to say, and not even just Simon Jordan, just in general. If you just use your own research, and look at Sir Jim Ratcliffe's sort of track record, when he's taken over sporting franchise or got involved. It hasn't always gone to plan. I mean, Nice are not been amazing since he's got there. I know they're doing well this year, second in the league, haven't lost a game, so they've got a bit of stability there. But okay, they're doing all right in this period. This Team Sky Cycling, fell down the pan. Look at New Zealand when he got involved with them, fell down the pan. So it isn't always there. So there isn't an instant sort of, guarantee that Sir Jim, just because it's not going to be the Glazers in Sporting Control, that Sir Jim's going to be the perfect option. But I did say, how many times have we said on the shows that Sir Jim can sort of, loosen up the tie, around the neck by just saying, here's a bit of breathing space, because he's making some quick wins. He's making some changes that we want to see as fans. We can get behind people like Richard Arnold leaving, and I dare say it's going to move on to probably John Murtough will probably get moved on as well. There's going to be a lot of change, and that is going to be embraced. Obviously, what won't be embraced is if, when he releases his intentions and his bullet points of his mandate of what he's going to set out to do, which we've heard from Simon Stone and others that's going to take a long time for that to happen. But when that does happen, if we don't get assurances or a roadmap that eventually leads to the Glazers not being, majority Manchester United owners and still being owners, that's not going to go down well with fans. But whilst he does have Sporting Control, which is, weird if he's not going to get a full stage buyout, if he does have Sporting Control for Man United, then he has to start making correct sporting decisions, and there's no better way to start doing that instantly than getting rid of the CEO, making sure we've got a director of football, getting in a new CEO, and having a clear structure and plan. That will help. Obviously, in the meantime, look, Man United are operating day by day now, month to month. There is going to be a lot more uncertainty. Think about it. When we get to January, how on earth are we going to buy players? Money-wise, and just with where they want to be with the club. John Murtough is going to be business as usual. Yeah, that's fine. But essentially, let's be real. How much power and say we're going to give to a guy who is essentially staring down the barrel to come out of the job as well, as soon as Paul Mitchell or whoever the new sporting director will be. As soon as they arrive, that's when we want to kickstart with their ideas and how they want to do it. So realistically, and I know this ain't what we want to hear, realistically, we shouldn't be making any big decisions regarding players right now, especially bringing ones in. How much say can Sir Jim Ratcliffe have? I was reading and hearing that, for 6 to 8 weeks, I think, he can't even have any sporting control, any sporting say over what happens until he actually gets in his post properly, which isn't going to be, anytime now. The announcement's going to come now, but the process isn't finished yet. The process is not done. So in the meantime, there's going to be more pain. I'm not expecting any big things in January, even player sales and things like that. We have to be very careful what we do, because we don't want to be making big decisions, buying players or trying to find money to make players permanent and things like this. And then Paul Mitchell comes in and says, no, that's not how we're doing things. Sir Jim comes in and says, no, that's not how we're doing things. Jean-Claude Blanc comes in and says, no, that's not how we're doing things. So we kind of need to stick what we've got now, go through more pain, but it's the beginning. It's the first domino to fall, and that's what we want to see. Let me know what you guys think about Richard Arnold. I'm out of here, guys. Take care. Peace.